else that's relevant to the audience we're showing this to. Distractions, I've got a couple of tabs open with a few articles I'm working on, so I may do a bit on the side while we're chatting, but yeah, eager to hear how things are going. And yeah, I don't know if you heard me before, really a big fan of all your guys' work. I see it all the time. I know I'm not often in these calls, but just wanted to give a high five to all the great work going on in this initiative. So I'll pass it to Marco.
Thanks, Jeff. Intentions for the call. Well, similar to Griff, see how we're going to land other guys to provide feedback as well. And also, I would like to see how we're progressing on the latest issues that I created, you know, the rounds of testing that we had yesterday. And then, yeah, that's basically distractions. Well, I have an open window, cars are outside and kids are playing and my wife is cleaning the apartment. And, you know, that's basically it. Other than that, I'm good. And I pass it on to Fabio.
Cool. So, hey guys, my intentions for the call, show my work, my front-end work. I have a lot, some great things to show you guys. I would like to get some feedbacks from you as well. It would be nice. And well, the same, jump into the board and maybe assign.
Hey guys, so basically intentions are to see how we're gonna launch this baby, because we're like expecting this for a long time, and I'm really happy to do this and see like people watching this and playing with it. And also I have like this week for me was more exploratory. I tried a few things that probably are not going to be on the public release, but are important in the medium long term. And I have some thoughts about the showing the how we're gonna do the divulgation stuff. Anyway, and I don't have any distractions. I will pass to, I think everyone already went, right? Oh, Marvin.
Intention is like everyone here to see the end and how to launch all we've done. And also, I would like to show you that I've fixed some issues that the other people, and I didn't have the time to read. In fact, I haven't the link for Jeff's article. So in the car, it's complicated.
I'm good. I'm here. I'm in an Uber in Mexico. That's my distraction. Yeah, but I'm super excited to be here. My intentions for the call are, yeah, just to sync up with everybody, see if we're really ready to launch today. And yeah, that's about it. And I'll pass to, I just jumped in, Griff. I'll pass to Griff.
Yep, that's it. I think we hit everyone, right? Yeah. Well, I want to start with Jeff and give him the floor to show off his article and you know, answer any questions if there's any.
Sure thing. So I shared screen. I think I shared the right screen. You guys can see Common Simulator announcement. Perfect. Okay. Yep. Cool. So, so yeah, I mean, the primary reason for the article is to drive our audience to the simulator and play it. But also we wanted to explain kind of the background behind it. You know, we're kind of trying to convey a bunch of things all at once. You know, what the concept of a commons, explaining what the radical exchange community is, also front-end user interface for simulation results from cadCAD. You know, so there's kind of a whole bunch going on in one, and I think just having the article to unpack all of the great work that's going into the simulator is really important. And of course, I mean, this is A, funded entirely by Gitcoin grants, and B, completed, it's like a entirely community-based project. So it's really exciting to see all of the people coming in, upskilling in cadCAD, you know, lending all their, you know, all your talents in front end and merging that with the back end of cadCAD simulations and coming up with scoring metrics and whatnot. So yeah, just wanting to get people in, you know, sort of comparing side by side, like the Jupyter notebook plots, where these are very like data science heavy, and you know, for a lot of people, they come into these notebooks and I feel like they're pushed away because they don't understand the code or something else. So this is a really great you know, front end wrapper for explaining the simulations. And actually, we come across this all the time in cadCAD simulations. Is, you know, even once the model is produced, even the outputs are still a little too complex for a general audience. So I think more of this kind of front end work of simulations, more of these like user-friendly applets to understand cadCAD simulations will be totally necessary. So in my mind, this is like the first of many such front ends for simulations, and the stuff that we've learned in this collaboration will be super helpful for other cadCAD front ends, because ultimately, these models are only useful if the audience can make sense of what's being presented by them and able to test other scenarios as well. So I think this is really important foundational work. And wanted to get it out there. This isn't just a game. This is building front ends for cadCAD, which is not trivial and not that straightforward either. So we're going to put in one of the video walkthroughs that Griff mentioned, and then dig into some of the details of latest simulator and pulling out a whole bunch of visuals and a couple of GIFs for these for this teaser gallery. So I'll pull in, some of the. I really like the sliders and the visuals, and I just think this is a great way to bring cadCAD to a wider audience. So, and then final call to action is play the game. We're gonna give, of course, recognition to the long list of people who helped out. And we'll also digest this article into a tweet thread. So we'll put out the main points in a thread and tag everybody, and include lots of links to play the simulator. So hopefully we can get a few hundred people in and playing out with parameterizing a commons, understanding all of these mechanisms in the system and how they come together for a better future. So any questions, any thoughts? This will probably go out later this week. Once I get the thumbs up from you guys that visuals are complete, I'll go in and pull some stuff out for this teaser gallery. And then, I think we'll start preparing the content and probably aim to launch Thursday or Friday of this week, unless there are anything that comes up. So happy to field any questions or comments, or we can move on to the next topic of the agenda.
Let's just do a quick round on the comms plan. I'll just say I think this sounds great. I'm very excited to have we have a comms meeting tonight for this common stack, and so merging these efforts between the this weekly channel and all the people that come here, plus like the common stack, I feel pretty complete. And but I'm very curious to hear what the rest of the team says. I'll pass it to Vitor.
Hey Jeff, first of all, great work. I think it's really hard model and try to keep it simple as a level that anyone can get it and understand your message. And it's great. I haven't read this yet, but I had a nice call with their what impacted, what each change in each input, change it in the output. And then we passed through every mechanism. So we have 15 mechanisms. And then we explain really in really higher level, what does this general does. And then when the people see what each of those 15 little things does in one day, maybe they might be they might understand a little bit better what happens in there. Even if it's really simple, oh, first of all, people get in. Second, people vote. Then just this simple stuff. I don't know, maybe this might help. I might help with it if you think that makes sense. But I was thinking even if it's just a little diagram of stuff, maybe this help people understanding the general concept.
Trying to, and maybe it's not for this purpose, but I hear what you're saying, that it's almost giving a user-centric. A lot of the diagrams we work on are system-centric. But I've been working on some that put the user at the center, because I feel like it will make it easier for people to understand sort of the options available to them, rather than looking at the system diagram. So this is one. Sorry, let me get specifically for the simulator, but for the TEC or a commons in general. you can fund or withdraw, and TEC tokens, so you put money in or take it out, and TEC tokens flow the opposite. You can propose or do work, or you can vote. So this is kind of the user-centric diagram that I've been working on, trying to show what all the options are available to a person, so they can know when they come in, okay, I can either work and receive tokens, or I can fund and receive tokens, or I can vote with those tokens. Is this kind of what you were thinking, or more along the lines of specifically for the simulator?
I think this is more what it shows, like more general for like, it's a diagram. There's more general, like what you can do, right? And I think it's great in my work. But yeah, it's kind of in the same line. But what I was thinking was more like, not necessarily like what you can do as as a participant of this in the game, but as like more of a streamline of like what are the events happening. But yeah, I think it's similar. Yeah, it was just more like to, because when people just look at the like how many hatchers, how many proposals, like what does this affect? And it's really hard to explain in only one sentence. Like, oh, if you increase the hatcher, this happens, because you have many complex mechanisms together. But if you like only show the mechanism and just like give a hint on like, oh, if you change this happen. If you change that might happen. You might have like people might think deeper on the parameters that they are putting in.
Vitor, are you saying that? I mean, because you said you already did this once with Marco. I mean, would you be interested in doing like trying to do this in like a 15-minute video? Like
yeah, I think it works. I think it works.
And I would also propose to Vitor maybe, or since you mentioned it now, maybe just do a quick like diagram of the hatchers, proposals, funding pool, reserve, and everything else, and how and then just notes on side, like if you do that, it will affect this, or with the arrows, what is affecting what. And then maybe we can just create like a single page of that. Like, I don't know, maybe a mock-up in Figma where, when a user clicks on something and says, oh no, but you've done that, like, this will happen, and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe we can kind of animate that diagram that you drew.
I worry about time. The time.
No, not for now. I mean, just this will not, this does not affect the launch. Something as like we can additionally launch later on. And
yeah, completely agree. Even like in documentation, yeah, I completely agree. I think like the simplest way I can imagine, like the fastest way, is like maybe a lucid chart, really, really, really simple. Just if it's like all the mechanisms, and then really quick notes like, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened. I can do this like in half an hour. And then like maybe a kickoff, and we can like, at least in the public release, you can put in there or hold this for more improvements. So I don't think it's going to be a blocker.
Just recall to the questions that I had, ask you, and if we can answer them in that diagram, then perfect.
Great.
Well, Marco,
yeah, I'd be happy to iterate. Sorry, go ahead, Griff. Happy to iterate on that with you. Yeah, feel free if you've got a lucid chart, or I've started creating these whiteboard sort of Miro spaces, collective whiteboarding spaces. If you want to, I do some of my diagramming in lucid chart as well, but I just find Miro is easier for collaboration. But yeah, I'm happy to iterate on a diagram like that with you, Vitor, if that helps for documentation or anything else. And also, I wanted to just open up any of the work that's gone into here. I just do some sort of like scratch diagramming. If anything found in these boards is useful, then feel free. We can iterate on these as well. But yeah, I just kind of do some side diagramming here. I'll drop the links in this chat as well.
Thanks. Yeah, we can do in Miro then. Probably is easier and can integrate with other stuff in there. Yeah, we can do this, of course.
Cool. Well, Marco, did you have any other comments on the blog post? Oh, okay. I'll come back to Marco. How about you, Merlin? I know you said you were going to read it later, but.
Yeah, I would read the article later. So I don't have any comments to make.
Sorry, I missed the question. Griff, I didn't know you were asking me the.
Sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to do a round.
Yeah,
sure
sure.
I had a chance to
Sure.
talk about the comms plan, and then we'll move on to the regular
Yeah,
schedule.
I already gave feedback on the article. I think to Jeff, I read it the moment he published it, and then it actually not published it, but shared it with us. So it's good to go for me. It's a great one, and we just need to figure out the launch plan, and that's all. Who's next?
Fabio?
Oh, actually, I haven't read the article as well, so I will pass. But great work, Jeff. It seems awesome. I will take a look later.
And Lauren?
Yeah, I also haven't read the article like in completion, but it looks really good. But kind of what Vitor was talking about creating like documentations and diagrams that are like showing how all of the different parameters affect everything. I would love to like help with that as well. I mean, because that's something I've been thinking of as kind of moving through the common simulator. It's like, wow, how is actually the score being calculated? And then as I've been starting to write more in the narrative, I'm starting to understand how these things like connect. And so if you guys need any help writing anything out, I would love to be a part of that too. Just saying.
Nice. Well, it sounds like coordination should happen in CSD dev if possible. So we'll just keep it there and tag Lauren and Vitor and Jeff whenever something happens. And then Santi joined. Hey, Santi. We're just going over the comms plan. I know you missed some of it, but I don't know. I want to give you the space if you have any comments on the blog post or any other comms strategy.
Yeah, hi everyone. Well, yeah, I just missed the initial part of the call, but where can I find these documents so I can take a look at them?
There's an article link in the chat of the Zoom, and I can also post it in the. Oh yeah, it's just.
All right, cool.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Then let's keep going, and let's launch this thing. And it will probably involve a little bit of conspiring with the comms team, which is meeting later today. Okay, so let's start with front end work. I'll pass it to Fabio and then I guess Merlin.
Yeah, sure. I will start when I pass to Merlin. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen. 1 second. So let me just, okay, sure. So these are the issues that I've been working on the last week, this 9 And I will start with the results page because I think that was the page that I was working more. First, I changed the order of this title and below, and as well for the sentiment, as well for the token price. And here inside the model, I changed the text. So thanks, Lauren. She did a great job and write like a lot about the funding pool and the token price and sentiment charts. So now we have a lot of text here. I would like to hear about the alignment here because it's in the center, but I think that Marco can talk a little bit later. I think that maybe aligned to the left, it would be better on the mobile mainly, but I will skip, then we have a sec for comments. As well, I changed the y-axis. So here we had a lot of zeros, like 5 millions with a lot of zeros. Now we have a suffix here, so it looks better. And I changed the sentiment chart to percentages. So before we had decimals and now we have percentages. Let me remember other issues. So actually we have also an issue on mobile. I can show the problem here, but what was going on was that when the user was pausing or tapping into the screen, it was selecting the text. So I basically blocked all the selections here, and now it's working on mobile as well. Let me remember. Oh, and I think the two last issues. The first one is about the scrolling of the app. I'm not sure if you guys face this issue, but when the user was clicking on the next button here, at the image loads, when the user clicked at the next button, he was being redirected to the middle of the page, you know? He should be redirected like to the top of the page, but it was not working. And now I fix this problem. I can show, let me just pick one level page. I will just decrease the size. And if I'm in the ending of the page, I can click next. And now I am at the beginning. And it works, make a click and it works. So it was really annoying, mainly on the mobile, because like the user scrolls a lot and then he had to scroll a lot to the top as well. But now it is working. And the last issue that I would like to talk about is this one. So we had like those graphics on both sides of the screen before. So now I fix and I can show like the normal behavior here. Like just loads. Like the normal behavior are these graphics here on the both sides, and they scroll down when the user scroll down at the page. But it was not working. I'm not sure what was going on, but maybe we broke something. Now it's fixed. And let me see if I forgot something. I think that's it. I will pass to some feedbacks. Maybe Marco has some comment.
I think everything is great. Those are my comments. I wouldn't add any more issues prior to our launch if it's going to be this week. Like these are really small details, and I wouldn't worry about them. Everything is working nicely. So great job.
I have one question, Fabio, is about the y-axis. Now it's not starting, as I saw, from 0. So you changed that?
I have a conflict at the pull request, so I just have to solve the conflict and it will start at 0.
Okay.
I know that you made it. No worries.
No, it was just if I've missed something, or I don't know.
No.
Maybe you talk to Vitor or Grief.
No, it's working. My bad.
It's okay. No problem.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I just, before passing to Merlin, I think I just have a question about the y-axis here, because we have an issue. Let me select this one. This issue from Lauren that asks for adding the y-axis label, like the title, right? And then we have for funding pool, I have XDAI, and for token price, I have XDAI per radical exchange token per token. But I was talking to Grief this morning, and we don't know exactly what should be the y-axis for the sentiment. Like it should be a sentiment ratio, a vibe ratio, or sentiment.
I'd love to hear what
any thoughts.
Vitor, what is the dimension of the y-axis for sentiment?
Yeah, ideally it's kind of percentage, because it goes from, like in the back end, it goes from 0 to 1. 1 is top, like 1 is the maximum possible, cannot go less than 0. So like on the back end, it's treated as percentage, it's like a decimal. And I suggested that because I don't know, like when I think I was talking to Lauren about this, like for the improving the narrative, and like when you look at a sentiment of like 0.5, just that, you don't know what does it mean. But if you look at sentiment of 50%, maybe you have a better grasp of like, oh, if I have 80% of sentiment, it's not that bad. But if I have like 0.8, like what does that mean? So yeah, that's kind of the way, like 100% sentiment is like cannot be better than like 1. You don't, if its sentiment is 1, you don't know if it can be 2 or 3. That was
it does all
the
make
idea.
sense to me as well. Like having the percentages.
The user
kind of makes sense to me to have them.
Okay, so
actually, so in sentiment and then in brackets maybe percentage, just so that user knows that these are percentages actually. That's all.
What Fabio did on the token price? Can you go actually to funding pool chart, Fabio? Just really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. He added these unities for like million stuff. We could put on the y-axis like 70-80%. No. Maybe it's like better understandable instead of putting in the title itself. But yeah.
And also on the y-axis it's written xDAI, but the currency is DAI, xDAI the blockchain. So I mean it's not the right label, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean we could say DAI, but
Yeah.
in the end, all this stuff is too complicated to be launched on Ethereum and the gas.
Yeah. But I mean the yeah. Okay, get it.
I mean, we could do it. It's is the text? Does it say DAI? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the text is xDAI as it's the blockchain, not DAI the currency.
But the block.
Oh, you're
the
saying it should all be
blockchain has no worries.
No.
Okay, cool.
But yeah. Okay.
Well, let's pass
cool.
it. Let's pass it to Merlin. We gotta rush. We gotta rush a little bit.
Yeah, I can share my screen if you want. Can you see it?
Yeah, looks great.
Sorry. So I work on some issues that Marco, Lauren, and maybe Danny, the right font, because it was a weird font that we use. So I changed that. And yeah, I made some changes about the tooltips. So now you just have to hover and so there is some issues there. Apparently, I didn't encounter. Oh, so okay,
I need to fix that.
Yeah, sure. Whoa, what the fuck? Okay.
So yeah, it's like it should like the target area should be much bigger for the user when they scroll.
I think so. Yes.
So that it doesn't disappear.
Yeah, I changed that. So here it's what I changed, I add another tooltip, and I center this because it was not centered before. So I changed that also. When you see your future, so I make the title bigger, that a little bit smaller, like that. I change a little bit the text. Now you can click here, and the share your score is always shown, whether you have a good future or a bad future. You can always share you on social media. So maybe we can adapt this. Still want to share on social media. I don't know.
No, let's keep it. Keep it.
Okay, and really important. So that's my changes. I will improve the tooltip stuff issue. And I think it would be good. Yeah. And maybe also for the tooltips, I underline the text, but maybe it's better to, I don't know, change the color of the text. Like, let me find an example. I don't know. No. Here, maybe not have an underlined text, but maybe a green one like that. Or I don't know, because it's on the title. Marco, if you have some comments, I don't know.
Yeah, I was that green didn't stand out as the white one, so for that reason I wanted to just keep it underlined. It just attracts attention, and that's basically it.
Because
and
I put
just
that
one... Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, go on.
I just had one question. I think I created 2 issues for the funding pool buckets and the slider. So basically, I'm not sure if you were able to modify that.
No,
or
I
not,
didn't have the time to look at it, because in fact the cylinders have been made. It's weird, and so I don't know how it really work. Maybe Fabio knows more. I don't know.
No worries. It was no worries. Not a blocker. It was done by Synthesis guys. They did all the magic with that stuff. So
maybe
again, not a blocker, but like in the future, if we can, yeah.
Do you have its contact, or so we can ask Fabio?
Yeah, sure.
We can ask. Or maybe Fabio has a solution, but it's a little bit tricky. How he did that. So yeah, I think it's okay for me at least. Maybe Vitor, you want to talk about the backend stuff? Yeah.
Griff open 2 pull requests on the front end. He's not going to talk a little bit about it.
I just made some content updates. That's all. Nothing major to talk about. But I'm a dev. No,
yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Victor.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I'll try to be quick. Let me share my screen. Okay. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically we talked about like last week that are like this was the graphs from like last week. So basically it's a histogram. So the y-axis is the number of people that got the score, and this is the score. So people were getting like a lot of score between like 300 and 200. And our like success ratio was like 35%. So I deep dive in the code, and basically the problem was that I was being too severe in the penalties. So like we have a few penalties, like, oh, if your token price go lower than that percent, like if your sentiment is lower than that, you have more penalties and this stuff, independently of the average and stuff. So like our penalties were really tough. Then I changed it a little bit, then more split it between the values, and our success rate is like 64% based on the data that we have. So I ran 124 runs from our database that people really run. So it's like based on this data, it's close to what we're talking about. We're talking about 65%. So these scores are implemented in the backend. And also, then I was trying to do some stuff on the issue that we still have on network edges, because Benjamin I think he works he's a guy from like cadCAD education. He has a mod called RedCAD that runs like the same model, but with Rust under the hood, and they kind of have a compatibility mode. I was trying to run it, but I'm facing a lot of problems with installing it and running it, because I think our model is very complex to that. But it's not a blocker for the public release, but I'd like to give a try like after you launch it to try to deep dive and try to change this, because like in the front end, like in the code will be the same, but then when you do this, Rust is faster to run this stuff, so probably we'll like get a way faster, not way faster, but faster runtime speed, which is good because we are now like in the worst case scenario of like 1.5 minutes, something like that. So it will be a good try, but not for the public release, I think. Okay, so last thing that I need to do is I think we need to do is define the good charts. And what I did, because like the problem with this is that there is no easy way to define what is a good graph, because like you can try depending on what things are, and you can try a few things, but it's kind of a trial and error in some way, like calculated. So what I did was basically get all the 122 tries, and then I got the better ones and general scores. So here we have like funding pool of all of them, but you can have more. So because those are like I got 9, and they are like the same. You cannot see well in the score, but anyway, that are not good in the true areas, so they are not in the top 10, but they will have good one chart, for example. So yeah, we need to like I got the data, but it's really hard to define like what's a good chart. Like, because I don't know, it's more I think it's more qualitatively too. Like you have to, I don't know. I'm just having hard times with this.
So were we gonna like? So are you saying that these are the scores of the top 10 total scores?
Yeah.
Like the graphs of the top 10 total graphs. Okay. And so, yeah. But it doesn't necessarily say what the score is for. Like that doesn't mean that they are the best score for the funding pool, for instance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I can filter it by, yeah, I could filter by each one of them.
And just see what the top score is.
Yeah.
At this stage, what I would say, Vitor, is I think it's better. I think it'd be fun for us to like have a vote or something. But at this point, I think it's just best that you pick the best.
Okay.
I just we push it when you get it.
Okay. I try to do.
I don't necessarily think it's a blocker, though. What do you guys think? Anybody think it's a blocker?
No, what I can do like after this meeting is over is like get the metrics of each one and get each metric and filter by metric and try to get a good one. But yeah, I'll try to do that.
Cool. Okay, sweet.
And because there are a few metrics that you cannot have, like my problem is that I cannot have a few metrics directly because the server only sends the results and not the network itself. But anyway, I would try something and define, and then we can iterate after the public release.
Any other questions for the backend? Okay, cool. If you have a question, feel free to interrupt me. I have one thing on my list, which is, Lauren, did you happen to hear if there's any check-in from Radical Exchange?
I did ask Annie about it, and she said she was going to do it, but I didn't get an update after this. Like, I'm going to do it now.
Okay, cool. I mean, I know they're aware and all that. I think there was a plan to do something, but I think that's okay. Cool. Then make sure there's nothing else on the agenda. Oh yeah, board. Okay, let's go through the board really quick and just see what issues are blocking. I did go through here. Oh man, I don't have the board up.
While you're prepping that, Griff, was the Radical Exchange stuff kind of about like distribution of the simulator and like promotion sort of thing? No.
No, it's just like more like consent and like, cool. Oh, do you have any suggestions for changes we can make? Like, you know, this is all about you. So
right. I was in the Radical Exchange call with Danny when she presented. I don't think there was anything like blocking that came up, but yeah, I'm happy to double check with Danny because if she's probably more in touch with them for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure she's like 30,000 feet in the air or something right now. So, okay.
I'll also make a note on our distribution campaign that we should touch base with Fanny or others in the Radical Exchange to get some further distance on it.
Yeah. So I filtered for public release, and I made a new milestone called fast follow. So if there's an issue that you guys are like, hey, wait a second, like I see a couple new issues.
My issues, I made a quick review and I found this one, but they are done. I present them.
Okay, cool. So they're both done, so we don't even have to really worry about them.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, graphics not appearing when scrolling the page. Okay, cool. So if there is something that like, wait a second, I think this is really important, and I labeled it fast follow, like this is your moment to dive into the board, I'll put the link and make sure that we don't forget about it. But let's see what we have. Okay, so there's add y-axis titles. That seems like it's happening. Let's start here. Mitigate network edges overhead. Looks like it's Santi. Is there a blocker on this one?
Have one, like the worst case scenario, 1 minute and something, and it would be nice to decrease the runtime, but it's not a blocker.
Okay, I will move it to fast follow. And Santi, are you there? Is there something you wanted to talk about this?
Yeah, no, yeah, this is not a blocker. I think this is something that we need to deal for next milestone. Yeah, after the public release. Yeah.
Great. The graphical explanations, these are done, right? I guess it still needs to be merged. Oh no, the graphical. So that's Vitor picking the graphics. User testing. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No. That I was saying that.
Yeah, nice. So y-axis, that's gotta just be merged. There is looks like Merlin's taking this one on. There is like a bad link. Merlin,
sorry, Griff. I think this one is already done with the latest update from Merlin, so we can close this issue.
Cool.
There's no.
Yeah, it's not merged. It's not merged for now, and I change the stuff with the tooltip, and then Fabio will review, and it will be okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll leave it. We won't close it, but until it's merged, but it's there. Tooltips have a duplicate. Did you fix this one, Merlin? There was a duplicate tooltip.
Sorry, I was mute. Yeah, it's okay. This one is okay. In fact, I added one tooltip, and the text was not the right one, but it would be changed in next.
Okay, cool.
I forgot to talk about this one, but I fixed. I will send the link of the preview deployment to you, Griff, so you can test.
Stated. So yeah. This one got in public release.
I did it.
Okay, cool. That's right. You should that. Change sentiment to display 0 to 100%.
I did it. The last two, I did it. I can do it. It's not like a big deal.
Okay. Well, then we have a general release strategy. Fabio, when you've merged all the stuff to master, we pass it to Danny, Marco, and I. We look at it, we give the thumbs up, and then it's done. What's the timeline, do you think, on any of these last issues that need to be merged? I guess, Vitor, you have the graphs.
I can do these after the call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Merlin, you have the tooltip.
Yeah, but tonight or by tomorrow it would be okay. So.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I understand it's kind of late for you right now, so don't worry about it, dude. Like, you can sleep.
Ah, it's not late.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No? Oh, in Portugal, it's 5 p.m.
Oh, nice. So fine, Mike. I'm sure that Marco will probably end up being up in the morning and be able to review it then. And same with me. It'll probably be a tomorrow thing for me, honestly. So, okay, well, is there anything blocking us from getting the merge to master so we can review it on on actually sim.commonstack.org for tomorrow? Just talking with the comms team, and we'll just all try to stay in the loop in the CSD dev channel on the exact strategy, but it's getting the blog posts on Medium effectively, and that's kind of like the final
of the app itself and a clear call to action. I would do that so that each tweet has a different screenshot of the app, of the simulator. So we got maybe 3 to 4 tweets, maybe three tweets that day. I let this decide, whoever runs the communications for the common stack, and then
we'll pull together a tweet thread, and I think I can even share a draft of the tweet thread. So once we pull the latest diagrams from the sim, then we'll finish up the blog post. We'll pull together the tweet thread, and I'll share it with you guys as soon as it's ready. And then we'll also plan to, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one more thing. I would also publish this project on, what is the site called where you promote your, what? Reddit? No, not Reddit. The other
Product
one.
Hunt?
Which one?
Product Hunt?
Product Hunt, exactly. Yeah, I almost forgot, it's Web 2.0, like Product Hunt, but never, yeah, there on the Product Hunt. If someone can publish, I mean, I could do that.
I think I've never heard of. I mean, I've heard of it obviously, but I don't know how to touch that thing.
Whoever will be posting those tweets, just go to the Product Hunt, just paste the intro from the article, call to action, add people there, us as creators or whatever, and that's basically it. And so we can make people upvote us.
Cool. I've got it on as a point on our distribution plan, and I'll touch base with you, Marco, because I'm not too familiar with that, but I'll take a look. And yeah, I think it shouldn't be too hard to repurpose the content there as well, and maybe a few other places, Reddit. We can open it up to some ideas as well. Sounds great.
Great.
Yeah, and once we have the tweets up, I think later this week, like Thursday, Friday, it'd be good to just kind of have us all tell our friends, hey, I've been working on this product for a while. It's finally done. I'm so happy. Here's the tweet. In all of our favorite Telegram chats and other places, just so it gets out.
And one final thing, did we also make sure that our server will hold the huge traffic that will? Okay, cool.
No, I'm shaking my head, but that's a great point. Vitor Santi.
I have a script already that I use to attack our server to get information. I can scale it up and try to do, I don't know, 20 requests at the same time through an hour or something like that. You can try it.
Okay, and if honestly, if we just want to boost it for the week anyway and not even think about it, well, I don't know. I'm open to suggestions, but boosting a server for a week usually costs just a couple dollars. And I imagine that'll just be a peak now and then, trickle. So
yeah, I gotta check because the simulation needs like single core processing. So I don't know. It's like I don't remember how many cores there are in there. So I'll check this out.
cool. Yeah, that's probably good point, Marco. That's really something that's critical. We don't want to post this thing. Cool, guys. Great work. I guess I'll make sure to give an update after the comms call tonight. All the Europe people will be asleep. It'll be pretty late when we get the comms call done. I think it's at like 5 p.m. New York time. So, but yeah, I'll give an update on the comms strategy, or Jeff will. Someone will, and we'll go forward from there. Thank you, guys. I can't wait to review the final product tomorrow.
You guys.
So,
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone.
thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
everybody.
Bye.